Hi, my name is Corey Cervantes, and I want to take a deep dive on the painter Claude Lorrain and his style of Baroque paintings of landscapes. Baroque artwork is characterized by many things, such as heightened expressiveness, a rejection of the norms and rules, a taste for sharp contrast and extravagant effects, a combined use of different viewpoints, the love for allegory, a strong and direct appeal to the emotions and the imagination, great drama, deep color, a use of an intense light and dark shadows, and the use of metaphorical language. In the 17th century, France was influenced by Italian Baroque artists as well as the classical taste of the monarchy. The two strong influences resulted in a style that was unique to France and split French Baroque painters into two unique styles: the Italian style of Baroque and the classical style influenced by King Louis XIV. Claude Lorrain's original name was Claude Gelée. He was born in the city of Lorraine, France, and that's where his name is derived from. Despite being born in France, he traveled to Rome and lived there for most of his life. His principal teacher was an Italian painter named Agostino Tassi, who tutored him in the elements of landscape and perspective. He was also influenced by the German painter Adam Eishelmer, whose strong lighting Claude adapted and refined it into his own paintings. Claude's gradual stylistic evolution falls into three main periods. His early landscapes are busy and animated, often featuring slanted lighting. He also produced idealized scenes of seaports, usually picturing ships at anchor in a harbor flanked by palaces. In Harbor Scene, 1634, Hermitage, St. Petersburg, he shows the sun on the horizon. Perhaps it is the first time in history of Western art that a visible sun was used as an illumination in a painting. After 1640, his paintings became more tranquil and had even lighting. The subject matter is drawn from a classical or biblical sources, such as in landscape, the marriage of Isaac and Rebekah, 1648, oil on canvas. During the 1660s, although Claude continued to work in his prior mode, some of his work showed a tendency towards the more visionary, symbolic style, with a color range of cool, silvery tones and a renewed use of dramatic lighting. Lorrain was considered a classical-style Baroque painter because he would be focused more on the clarity, logic, and order of his subject. His artwork varied from other famous Baroque painters like Nicolas Poussin and Charles Le Brun because he would focus more on the landscapes instead of the people and religious scenes being depicted. One artwork that shows his unique approach at the Baroque style is Ascanius shooting the stag of Salvia, 1682, oil on canvas. His focus isn't on the hunting going on in the foreground, but instead focuses on the land around them. The use of dark shaded colors like green and brown contrasts the bright and sharp-looking sky and water, painted white and blue. The trees and ruins in the foreground catch the reader's eyes first and draws them up and away from the people, which is usually the main focus in any other Baroque style of painting. The next painting by Lorrain is called The Sermon on the Mount, 1651-1661, oil on canvas. This painting is depicting a religious scene from the Bible where Jesus and his disciples preach on top of a hill, while thousands gather to listen. Lorrain doesn't focus on the religious themes, but instead focuses on the landscape. The dark paints used for the green trees and land hides the people and puts them out of the main focus. The almost white background and highlights give the dark colors to appear almost black despite being painted with dark greens. People in the light are painted with bright robes to further contrast the dark landscape, giving it characteristics of a Baroque style of painting. Claude Lorrain fit into a Baroque style of artwork because he was painting his landscapes with intense contrast in light and dark areas, deep vivid colors of dark green for the trees and plant life, and the use of bright whites and blues for the skies. Baroque paintings focused on people and religious themes, but Lorraine instead focuses on the landscapes they were in, and took the focus away from the people, and wanted the viewer to admire the scenery. His landscapes became well known throughout France and England, and many looked up to him for their own landscape paintings. He changed the style of Baroque from just being about the people and expanded it to being about anything as long as the dark and lights were in heavy contrast and the colors had many different hues. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.